welcome to the Food Water YouTube channel. Today is another vlog, another quarantine vlog. So we are in week 7 of lockdown in the UK and starting to feel a little bit restless. So I decided that this morning, instead of working out in my lounge, I'm gonna come to the little community garden behind our apartment block to work out. That's it. That was about a 35-minute workout. I just did a little bit of plyo, mostly lower body, and a little bit of stability. And now I'm gonna go get a coffee with Adam and we're gonna go for a walk. Walk, and it is 11:30, so I just had a shower and I'm gonna make some breakfast. We bought some watermelon yesterday, so I think I'm gonna have that first, and then I'll probably make some toast, the same as always. Fruit sourdough with some peanut butter on top. I actually have been eating slightly different breakfasts in the last couple of weeks, but now I'm back onto the sourdough because I took a little break from making sourdough. I'll cut up some watermelon now and then I'll have some toast later, I think. Alright, so the watermelon's all cut up. I'm going to share this with Adam in a sec, but I wanted to just quickly talk about the way that I eat, because I don't think I ever talked about it before and I didn't want to make too big of a deal out of it because everyone's vegan now. So I am vegan and part of my job is to write vegan recipes. That's an element of what I do for a living. So it's quite a big part of my life, and I think maybe when you see what I eat, it's not as probably put together as a lot of what I eat in a day. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I am writing recipes almost every single day. And so sometimes when it comes down to what I eat, I want to eat something really simple. Because when you write recipes, you taste food, you adjust, you have to change them all the time, and sometimes I get a little bit of palate fatigue. And so I'm writing recipes as part of my job. I'm also writing recipes for Food Border, and one of the reasons I started Food Border was because I have been vegan for 4 years, and I recently, or not recently actually, for the last few years, I've known that I should start cutting gluten out of my diet. So I'm not celiac, I don't have an intolerance, but I do have a slightly underactive thyroid. So, and it runs in my family on both my mom and my dad's side. And there's a correlation between gluten interfering with your thyroid hormones or your thyroid function. And because I have an underactive thyroid, that's a problem. So it's not bad enough for me to be on medication, and it's manageable for the most part with lifestyle. But the last time I went to see the doctor about it, she said that it's unavoidable. One day I'm gonna have full-blown hypothyroid because it is a genetic disease, and that the only thing that I can do now is to live a lifestyle where I'm trying to slow it down. So I started Food Border because being vegan and gluten-free is actually a very, very restrictive diet, and for the most part I think I manage it really well because I'm a chef by trade and I write recipes all the time, and so my job is to come up with ideas and be really creative with food. But I think for a lot of other people, having a vegan and gluten-free diet is very, very restrictive, and it's hard to sometimes think of ways you can eat a diverse diet. So that's part of the reason why I started Food Border, and I started Food Border because I also really wanted to learn to bake. vegan and gluten-free, and it's been a really good challenge and a really good learning experience, and especially during this lockdown period it's really given me something to focus on and something to do. So anyway, that's my little spiel. I just wanted to give a little bit of background because I don't think I've talked about it before. And now I'm gonna go eat this watermelon. Okay, back. I had my watermelon and it's time for breakfast part 2. I made some gluten-free sourdough, fruit sourdough yesterday. It got a little bit burnt on the top. I think I put it at too high a temperature, but I tried a slightly different recipe, so I haven't cut it open. I don't know what it's going to be like yet. There's some really great crumb structure and some really amazing bubbles in there and some great fruit. I'm excited about this bread. I've done this montage before where I make the toast and put the peanut butter on and make coffee again, so I'm not going to do it again. I'll just show you what it looks like when I'm done and we'll call it breakfast. I'm absolutely obsessed with these half apricots and the way they look so jammy when they've been toasted. Ooh, they look so good. So I think this is a little bit controversial, but I like to put butter, vegan butter, on my toast with peanut butter. I know there's already so much fat in here already, you don't really need more, but it tastes so good. And then I like to put salt on top. I know all the super healthy vegans out there are going crazy. Salt on fat on fat, on carbohydrates. But it's legit one of the absolute best breakfasts. It's so good. It's one of my favorite things to eat. And exactly like that with butter and flaky salt. If you want the recipe for this sourdough, it is on the Blue Border website. So there's a recipe for making your own gluten-free sourdough starter, which I use buckwheat for, and there's a recipe for the fruit toast. I highly recommend you try it. Okay, so this is just, it looks a mess, but it tastes good. This is just some leftover lasagna that I made last night. And it sort of was just a fridge clear out lasagna. So zucchinis, fennel, onions, lentils, ginger tomatoes, they all went into the bolognese sauce. And then I just made some really quick vegan cheese sauce, which I do by soaking cashews and blending it with some steamed cauliflower. And I used some gluten-free brown rice noodles. And I actually think like a fridge clear out vegan lasagna is so easy to make. You just put heaps of veggies in the sauce. You can use a faux meat substitute, like a mince, like a vegan mince or whatever you like, or even like crumbled up tofu, but I just really like to use lentils. I've never massively been into fake meats. The one thing that I really love are the Linda McCartney sausages. I think those are great. But faux meats have never really been my style, so I prefer wherever I can to use tofu and tempeh and to use lentils and beans. That's more my thing. I really like to try vegan meats and stuff because I'm just curious about what the flavors are and what the textures are, but I don't repetitively buy them in my shop. So yeah, so I really think lasagna it's a little bit time consuming, but it's really like such a tasty meal to make vegan. Like I could have done like carrots and celery and onions, lentils, tomatoes, but there were just heaps of veggies from a lot of recipe testing that I finished up yesterday that I wanted to finish. So I had like half a fennel, half a zucchini, But you could also do, I mean, you could easily do like a spinach avocado version vegan if you like defrosted a whole lot of frozen spinach and mixed it in with some cashew cheese sauce. I made a smoothie. It's pretty simple. It's just like 1.5 frozen bananas, ice, water, cacao powder, maca powder, a little bit of pea protein, chia, hemp, vanilla, and a little bit of salt. So the salt might sound a little bit weird, but if you're making anything chocolate and you add a tiny pinch of salt, it will always enhance the chocolate flavor. So I always add a little bit of salt if I'm making a chocolate smoothie. I've had like 2 sips already and I'm already quite full, so I knew this was going to happen, but I was really craving a smoothie, and then yeah, so here we are. I can't save it either because the banana will just taste gross tomorrow. But it's mostly just fiber and nutrients in here. Like obviously there's fat from the chia and the hemp, but it's all like very nutrient dense things in there. So I'm just gonna let it be, drink the smoothie, and start making gnocchi. I've never made gnocchi before. Okay, I'm gonna drink this and I'll see you when I start making gnocchi. Okay, so these are the ingredients I have. So this is 750 grams. This is probably about half of that. So this is like 375 grams of baby potatoes. And then I've got 1 sweet potato. So I think with sweet potato and with baby potatoes, the problem with making gnocchi out of them is that they are not as dry or as starchy. So you have to compensate for that by adding extra flour, which is why I think like a starchy potato is a better bet for gnocchi. But I do not have those things, and I would like to use what I have because these potatoes I bought over 2 weeks ago, so I want to use them up. And maybe future me is going to really regret using those 2 things, but we'll find out. Okay, so that's what mixed in. Alright, so we just finished dinner. The verdict on the gnocchi was that it was pretty good. It worked really well. The only thing I will say is that I went against my intuition by using chickpea flour, and you could definitely taste it in the gnocchi when you just had one gnocchi by itself. In the sauce, it was completely undetectable, but I would like to try it again using maybe sorghum or a different flour that you can't taste. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that. I love making stuff like that where it takes a little bit of time. I like to work with doughs, and it's nice to sort of learn something new. Yeah, and this is the end. I think we're gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna eat some popcorn and probably have a cup of tea, and that's gonna be it. Below I'll link the recipes for the sourdough, and I'll link the recipe for the gnocchi that I followed this evening. Yeah, so this definitely turned into more of like what I eat in a day than a vlog, because I really didn't do that much today. And thank you watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. This is a super new, very small channel. So if you subscribed, it will mean a lot for the channel. Comment down below and let me know what your favorite quarantine meals are at the moment. I predict that gnocchi and pasta are going to be the new sourdough of quarantine. And I'll see you in the next video.